So I've been playing Azucena since yesterday, because some people in the channel, they asked for like a guide for this character as well. And I thought, okay, now is the time for me personally to try her out and see what works. To also, especially the guides I'm doing, if you've watched the recent guides, you will see that my aim here is to create guides for people who did not win Tekken World Tour or anything like that. Yeah, so it's aimed at people who maybe got Tekken 8, played through the story and really have fun with the game. And when they go online, they are a little bit lost, right? So Azucena, to my surprise, she was actually really easy to pick up. It was really easy to develop a simple game plan. This is for you guys to pick up and play this character like within half an hour, basically. It depends a little bit on you, of course, but you will see results at the very same evening if you start to play. So yeah, this is Azucena, the Coffee Queen, die Kaffeekönigin.
Kaffeekönigin? The Kaffeekönigin?
And let's start with some basics, okay? So we have jab strings. 1 and 1, 1. And as you can see, she goes into stance. I will come to the stance really soon. It's just that I want to present you her most useful pokes at the moment. Another good poke is down forward. Yeah. You can also go into down forward. Down forward 1, is it? Yeah, down forward 1 and then 4. That's this. Another good poke is 3-2. You can also do 3-3, but I think 3-2 is a little bit more useful. So your poking game is going to be down forward 1 to check the enemy, 1. 1-1 into stance, especially. This is we're going to talk about this soon. And also, if you want to end rounds, you can do it with the down 4, for example, right? Down 3. Some nice little pokes. So you can also do down 3-3. Yeah, that's her poking game. Okay. Moving on to, let's call it fancy stuff, okay? Let's just call it fancy stuff. Up, forward, 2. As you can see, when you do this move, she's jumping sidewards. This is in fancy stuff because, well, if you start a round versus a masher, you will instantly evade their attacks and just blow them away. So, pretty good move. On counter it, you get a launch. Even better. Another fancy move, kind of the same or similar plan, is back down or down back and then 3+4. Maybe you remember this move from Law. It's similar. So she goes low for a really short amount of time and also moves backwards a little bit and then she kicks the enemy. So this is also a very good move against spammers and mashers, because you can basically just evade their attack and counter instantly. This is why it's in fancy stuff. And the third move that I want to put in fancy stuff is down 1+2. So it looks like a grab, but it is a low. Yeah, so people can block it if they just duck. But it's super evasive. You are very, very much evading almost all high attacks, and then you just hit with the low. You also end in stance. Okay, that covers the fancy stuff. So, back to 0. You do some poking. You want to do some fancy stuff. To poke them out with your pokes and your fancy stuff. Okay, now let's talk bread and butter combo. I want you to do all the combo challenges she has. They're not they're not difficult, they're pretty easy, right? So the combo I want you to look at is, where is it? It's this one here. Sample combo 5. Let's pin it. So as you can see, sample combo 5 starts with this launcher. And after this launcher, you press this combination, okay? 2 moves. You can do this combo with any launcher. You don't have to use this one. Yeah, you can also use this launcher here. You can also use your counter hit launchers. Yeah, but you always want to start the combo with the down forward 3 and down forward 2. And after that, let's just do the combo in full sequence. So what you see there at the end is a specific input, so you can end it with forward 4-4. You can also, if you want a little bit more damage, you can end with the forward 4 and then 4-3. But it has to be pressed in a specific rhythm, right? Maybe if you want to have the rhythm, just listen to the sample, right? You can play demo, then you can listen to the inputs, right? So listen closely to the end of the input. So it's like da-da-da-da. Bum ba bum. Got it? But if you compare the damage, so that's actually 68 damage here. And if you do it without it, it's 66. So it's not a big difference. So if you have trouble inputting the last sequence of this combo, just do forward 4-4, okay? If you feel better with that. It's not a big deal. Until now, you have your poking game, right? And you learn the sample combo number 5. And you have your fancy stuff. So once you got this down, and you know how to do some combos after any launcher, it's always the same combo you can use, right? Doesn't matter which launcher you use. So the most damage you will get out of this launcher, it's a hop kick, and you will evade low attacks. At the end of the video, you will see a couple of clips playing online just to see the examples I'm giving you in action. And there's also, I think it's the last video clip, where you can see actually I'm winning the round by using the hop kick to evade a Steve with the hop kick, evade his low attack, and then blow him up. So yeah, any combo starter, but learn this sequence. Okay, so let's talk the stance. You can enter her stance by forward 4+3. Or you can just enter her stance by pressing 1-1. And this is where your mix starts. So you want to use your jab strings to get into the stance and then apply a mid-low mix-up. So once you're in stance, you can press different attacks basically, right? You can press 1, you can press 2, it's a heat engager. You can press 4, 3 and another 3. And you can press 4. Most of these moves keep you in stance, so you have to learn a little bit, lap the stance a little bit. It's not a big deal, but try to get into stance with 1-1 and then mix time. Okay, so you can press 4 to apply mid-mix, right? And you actually have access to a hell sweep. It's down 4-4. Also, when you're in stance, you can press 1+2, like in the Librador. It says right there, during Librador. It's the launch. So, how do we want to apply this? So, it's pretty simple. You press your poking stuff, right? Your fancy stuff. And when you hit your string and you confirm it into the stance, you will not enter stance when the enemy blocks. So yeah, you can jab a little bit, but once you're in stance, and they're not ducking, hell sweep time. Right? Once you condition them to duck, or they're very, very careful people in general that like to duck a lot, you can go into stance and then into the launch. And from here, it's combo time, yeah? You see you can't hit, so sometimes you need to step forward a little bit, right? And there you have your combo again. It's basically the same sequence you do after you would get the normal launch. So this is why I highly urge you, practice sample combo 5, because when you're starting out, we want to make it as simple as possible, so you can learn all the wall stuff and all that floor breaks. That is a floor break actually, but you can learn all that later, right? For now, we want to focus on stuff that gets you started. So your mix looks like this, and then sometimes you can maybe do it like this, and then into the low. Yeah, it's like a mid poke into the held sweep, or you go into the launch instantly, and then it's combo time. So this is it. That's all you need to know at the moment. Yeah, apply fancy stuff. And if your counter hits actually hit, this is 1+2. It's 15 frames. It's of course more risky than the jabs, but it's 15 frames. And on counter hit, you also get the launch. So try to apply pressure with your jabs into the stance, into mix. So let's talk plus frames. If you run at the enemy, that's 3 times forward, right? While running, you can press 3 and then 2 to get a really good move. Okay, so this move is really, really good. For example, jabs, hell sweep, and then you run at them. Boom. Sometimes they will use, especially lower brackets, they will then use armored moves like a heat engager or heat burst. So keep an eye out for that. But in general, it's really good to annoy people with this move. So what makes it so good? It's simple. It is it's the plus frames you get on block. So look what happens if Kazuya blocks. So you're +5 now. +5 means if the enemy presses any button and you jab, you win and you get into stance again, into mix. What you also can do is you can do while running +5 and then press 1+2. 1+2 has 15 frames startup, but you are +5. So if the enemy is using any kind of poke that has like 13 frames or 11 or 12 frames, if they're not using the 10 frame jab basically, and maybe because of lag, even if they use 10 frame jab, you will get a counter hit, and that means launch time, right? So, and even if you trade, oh, that's the UFO in the background, nice. So even if you get your +5 and then you use 1+2, and the enemy is using 10 frame jab, in a perfect latency, they would still trade and yeah, reset to neutral. So these plus frames, they are really good. So you want to use while running, and then use the plus frames to get into your pokes, into stance, and then into mix. One last thing. It might sound super cheap, but this is her up forward 1+2 grab. I don't know why you will see clips of that. People just don't. Everyone is king in this game now. Since grabs got buffed, I say it all the time, if something works, just abuse it. You're going to see a clip right after this little tutorial where I basically just use this move the whole round. I don't know, man, 5 times in a row or something. As long as people are not breaking stuff, use it. Yeah, and even if this might be super cheap and you spam it, use it. If you spam this here all the time, if they don't react to that, if they don't adapt, it's not your responsibility to teach the enemy, so, or the opponent player. It is their job to adapt and find a way around that. Okay. So works. Or use it until it doesn't work anymore. If you see people, like, let's say, a lot of people are very defensive. Sometimes they're scared. They're scared of all the mix-up you have. They are very scared. So what are they doing? They stand there and block. And sometimes they're so scared that they know you're running at them with this move. So they just block. So what do? You just run and grab for free. Or you run +5 and grab then. Scrap has 11 frames startup, right? So use the plus frames you get from the while running move, okay? So that's it for Azucena. I hope you could follow. It's really simple, really. Learn sample combo, I think it was number 5. Yeah, learn sample combo 5. Then let's double check. Just fact checking myself now, okay? Yeah, it was sample combo 5. Learn sample combo 5. And once you have the motion of sample combo 5 down, you can apply this combo after any launch you get, even on counter hit launchers. And other than that, once you blew them away with the combo, it's time for some pressure with while running. Use 1-1 into your mix. Or into launch, yeah, in held sweep and mid mix up. So this is the plan you want to use with Azucena. For now. Yeah, if you apply this, you will reach red rings pretty easy. I just did it today. And once you are in red rings, this is then when you can start to look more deeper into the character. But for now, at the beginning, use some jabs into the mix. Use sample combo 5. And if you don't get the last hit done, like in the input, just do forward 4-4. Works as well. That's also a wall break, as you can see. It says it's a little green icon down there in the info box. There you can see. And then you can go again with the same sample combo. Yeah, you can just build your game plan around this combo and you will be fine. Other stuff you can lab later, okay? Just get a feel for the character. One last thing I want to talk about is forward 1+2. So this move, it is a power crush, okay? It's a power crush, it's a high, yes, but it's also heat engager. So if you use power crushes, like if you use heat burst, yeah, that's a mid, sure, they cannot duck it. But if you use heat burst as an armored move to eat enemies' attacks and then go into heat, don't do it with the heat burst, do it with forward 1+2. Also as a whiff punisher, the range is good, you see. So this is the range of the move. Use it as a whiff punishing tool to enter heat, and also as your just bread and butter default power crush. Because if you enter heat with this move, you will have more heat time than without. When Azucena is in heat, you get access to a little bit more like buffs. You can check this out and go more deep into that if you want in the move list. I don't want to go too deep into heat here because her stance, I guess you figured out by now, her stance automatically parries lows and evades highs. So her stance is basically more buffed in heat. Okay, you get a couple of additional moves you can do, but let's keep it simple for now. This is all stuff, all advanced stuff you can slowly build upon this guide here. So apply the stuff that I was just talking about, and yeah, have fun playing Azucena. I think she's a pretty enjoyable character to play. So yeah, and if it helps, please comment, leave a like, you know how it goes. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and see you later on Tekken.
supera la mezcla de Azucena. ¿No cree?